Hello! Hi guys, my name is Zinjy and welcome back to the Cornerstone SMP server. And in our last episode guys, we finally managed to start building our mega base, which is going to be our mega volcano. And as you can see, we have the skeleton sort of outlined already. Yeah, as you can see, we did this in the last episode. There is a bit more, obviously there's a lot more need to be done. There's a lot more I want to do in this episode, but that's something I want to do in a little bit, probably later on in the episode. But there's a few things that I want to do over on our main island today. And the first thing I want to get done today involves the block that's in my hand, which is something we collected in our last episode. Yeah guys, I want to get the beginnings of a honey farm started. Oh yes, I have been excited to get this one done. I have never built a honey farm in survival Minecraft. I've obviously done it in tutorial worlds. I've never done it in survival Minecraft, so this is something I'm very much looking forward to. It's something new for me. So yeah, this is going to be great. There is also a few other things I want to get done today as well. And one of the other things I'd like to get done today involves the blocks, or should I say the items that you see growing on the island behind me. Yeah, I would love to get the beginnings, or at least a mini sugarcane farm built on this island potentially. As I say, I have this, and this is I'm collecting my sugarcane. I'd like to get an automatic one. So what I'm thinking for that is probably similar to the way we're going to be doing the honey farm. We're thinking of putting the honey farm, or at least we talked about in the last episode, putting it in this hill. I'm thinking similar. I don't know if I have enough room to put everything in this little hill because it's not that big, but if we go underground down here, there is tons of room. Obviously we need to watch for the ocean because it's not too far, but there's loads of room down here for expansion. And what I'd like to do in this episode is I'd like to get, as I say, a sugarcane farm built, a honey farm built. I would also like to get the beginnings of maybe a small melon pumpkin farm, because all we have right now is this, and I have to manually mine the melons and pumpkins. So if we can get like a little auto one built underground, nothing too big, just so it's churning away while we're over, if we're over here building or we're on the island doing stuff, then it's doing it in the background. Of course we'll in our industrial district later on in the season. Hopefully the next few episodes we can get over there and we can get started, but only later on in the season we'll get like massive ones built, which is the plan, because I like to farm everything. But I want to get this sort of stuff put down in here, just underground. So it's out of sight, out of mind. We're not building it up here. We're not, intruding on anything we're going to build in the future. And at least that way it can, it can sit and do its thing and we won't have to worry. But that is my plan for today. But as I say, want to do the honey farm first. And I need to go and grab some resources because I'm a bit short. But before we do it guys, welcome to Tutorial Land. This is where I build all my tutorials for all my tutorial videos I release on my channel. You could probably recognise a few if you do watch my tutorials, and there's a few in here that have not been built. But anyway guys, yes, the reason why we're coming here is I kind of want to build up a bee farm on here first. I want to get the basis down. Believe it or not, I have never actually done anything with bees in the whole time they've been out in Minecraft. I know all about them, I know the mechanics behind them, I know the redstone behind the farms. I would just like to come in here and give a little test for myself before I build it up on the Cornerstone SMP. So I kind of know exactly, in my head, what exactly I want to do. Now I know there is a lot of farms out there, but I'd rather try and build one myself if I can. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. My redstone skills are not that bad. And obviously, if not, then, there is a vast quantity on the internet in different places, but as I say, I like to do things sort of myself to begin with. So what I like to do is I'd like to just sort of get started off here by creating the basis of a bee farm and what's entailed. So we have our bee nest. This is exactly what I have on the Cornerstone. We have 2 bee nests. So I know for the actual farm itself, it requires a flower and a nest. Now I have no bees in here, so it's fine, and I know that's exactly kind of what we need. So other than that, I think, so we'll need a dispenser coming down. I'll probably need a hopper underneath to collect the items. I might maybe want an on and off switch, or maybe need a piston that you can hit the piston and it'll shut down in front of the bee's nest. Or maybe not. It's something maybe I may want to just leave running, to be honest, because if I'm going to be in the area, it's going to be loaded and it's going to be getting us honeycomb and honey. Right, a couple of things I need to think about then. Right, let me get some blocks. As I said, I'm going to get a piston. I'm going to maybe see if I want to do that, because the piston will have to come down from the top or from the bottom. Or it can come from the sides. Preferably I'd like it one wide so I can tile it. That's a thought and a half. So if we are doing an on and off switch, it'd probably look something like this. As I say, we either come from the bottom or from the top, and it's just a simple piston, you turn it down. And then when this piston sort of does, it, not retract, extend in front of the beehive, it just means the bees are actually not able to get out, because this whole front area, the beehive's actually blocked off, so no bee can escape out of there. I know the other problem is sometimes the bees can get suffocated in the blocks around it. I'm probably going to be using glass on the server as well, so this is probably going to resemble what it is. I know I said it one way, that's fine. This was just for purposes of me sort of building to test, see what I want to do. So what I probably will do is I probably won't go with an on and off switch, to be perfectly honest. I might just have it constantly running, and the only way it's going to stop is if it runs out of either A, glass bottles for us collecting honey, or B, it'll run out of the shears for collecting honeycomb. I think that'll probably be a on and off switch, because ideally I would want this sort of 2 hours. So if we get rid of that and that, I would want it, as I say, probably about, if I can place blocks, I think probably about this height. And then I'm actually able to maybe then raise that beehive up a block and then the hopper up a block. I'm not sure if I want to do that, so I might actually just leave it like it is currently. And yes, I will. And then what I'll do is I'll put a dispenser on top. So we'll have, I know this is not the best, if I can actually reach around. So we'll just have something like that. And I think that would probably work best. So when it dispenses either the bottle or the shear, it'll then just go straight into the hopper and then straight into the chest. That'll probably be the best bit. And as I say, I'm not too fussed about an on and off switch because I'm going to have it running all the time anyway. This is kind of looking good. The only thing you do is obviously connect the redstone up at the back, so then the system is actually going to be sort of working. Right, I've got the redstone at the back here now, guys. As I say, it's basically just what you'd probably see online, apart from I've removed the on and off switch, which was, you know, the piston going either up or down, just to block the actual bee's nest itself, because as I say, I'm probably not going to use an on and off switch. But I've created enough room here, so we've got 2 high, so the bees shouldn't suffocate any of the blocks, because I know sometimes that can be a problem. We've got a 2 high flower. You don't need to use a 2 high flower, but we have a 2 high flower. I'm just going to be using that. And I probably will on the cornerstone as well. But the rest on the back here is quite simple, guys. We've literally just got our bee nest here. We've got a comparator coming out the back of the bee's nest. Now this bee's nest, if we're going to F3, you can see probably on the right hand side of your screen, it says honey underscore level equals 0, because we've got no honey in this bee's nest right now. But when that honey gets to level 5, what I'll do is this comparator will slowly activate redstone depending on the level of honey. So if it's 1, this first redstone dust will go. If it's 2, so on and so forth. 3, 4, and when we get to the 5th one, what I'll do is I'll actually fire this dispenser here, which will load up a glass bottle with honey, and then it'll catch it in the hopper, which you can see underneath the bee's nest, and drop in here. As you can see, we've already got one just now. And that's the basis of the farm. That's you can swap these glass bottles out for shears as well, and that's how you get your honeycomb. And that's really it. There's no more to it. It is one of the most basic farms you can probably make. But and it's a big but, because if you know me by now, I'm never satisfied with just basic things like this. No, what I want, and I always do this to myself, even on building, I do this to myself, and even on redstone, I'm doing this to myself. I don't want it to be simple as this. No, what I would like is, because obviously you can tile this, we can have a chest, you know, off to the side or whatever. This can be tiled as much as it needs to be. But what I would like is, I would like both for us to be able to collect honey and honeycomb from the one nest. That is, I'll be honest, something. Oh, there we go. There's the redstone comparator activated, so it should be at 1, which it is. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, getting back towards it. Yes, I would like to be able to take honeycomb and honey from this one nest. So because we've got 2 on the cornerstone, so that means it gives me a maximum of 4. So I can have 2 honeycomb and 2 honey. I've not seen many online. Actually, I've not seen any online to say it's possible. I'm sure it is possible, but I think that's something I'm gonna have to come up with probably between episodes, because yeah, it might take a little bit of redstone ingenuity to get it to work. I reckon maybe like a T flip-flop might work to get it to go, and I'll probably will play about with it even as I'm, you know, going on making this episode in between. If I do come up with something, then obviously I'll come back, but in the meantime I think we're going to knit back on the Cornerstone SMP, and I'm actually going to make this right here for honey, and I'm going to make another one for honeycomb, just so you know we can actually start collecting. Anyway guys, let's get back to the Cornerstone and we'll make these on the Cornerstone SMP. Right guys, I've got to fire back to the shopping district just to get some supplies for our honey farms that we're going to be building today. So I'm probably going to hit this shop, but there's also been word that Bodhi has restocked his elytras. So while we're here, let's have a look and see if he has any. Hopefully I can maybe get one today. Come on. No! Oh no, every time. Oh no. And he's still just, yeah. Oh man, every time he has them, they just sell straight out. There must be people that have like 4 or 5 elytras. I don't even have 1. Come on, guys. Throw me a bone here. All I want is an elytra. Please help me out. Oh. Maybe I'll get one day, hopefully. Oh man, that's a bummer. Anyway, I need to head to this shop because this shop has got supplies that I need. So this is the Happy Dropper store, and this sells all redstone sort of supplies and stuff. And it's quite a good shop. It's got decent prices for stuff we need. So we're going to need some dispensers. I'll probably snatch some observers as well, and maybe some repeaters. yeah, I think that'll work for what we need. Right, what we got? So 2 diamonds or 3 diamonds and oh no. There's none. I can see how this day is going so far. Okay, he's probably got plenty. Yeah, redstone. What about torches? Quite low on that. Okay. Repeaters. Come on. Observers? Oh no. Pistons. You've got to be kidding me. Oh no. There is no redstone supplies in this shop. Oh man, looks like we're going to have to actually just go and craft our own. So, really successful shopping trip so far, as you can see. Back at base after an unsuccessful shopping trip. As you can see, I've managed to craft up the necessary items that we're going to require for these farms, because it is 2 after all. I've not come up with a way how I'm going to be able to combine it, but as I say, I'm going to be sort of working on that in between episodes, or at least off camera during this episode. And if we do come up with something, then I can always change the farm design to what I need it to be, so I have, you know, both the honeycomb and the honey on the one's bee's nest. But we've got our necessary items here, so we can now we can now make the 2 farms. And I've also cleared out a little space in this little hill here, as you can see. So we're going to have both of them sitting in here. These farms are 3 wide just with the glass as well, and this is a perfect 3 wide gap. But if I can combine the glass walls, which I probably could, I could make it like a 4 or a 5. But I'm not too fussed on, you know, in size. It's just going to be, you know, overall getting these things built. Anyway, I'm going to start building these things and try and fitting them in here, and I'll come back once I've kind of got them, you know, fitted in and hopefully operational. Right, I've got the redstone for all this built up now. As you can see, the only thing I'm missing to put in is the beehives, because I would put them in last just in case, because the bees will probably escape. But quite an easy system. It's exactly the same as I had on the, you know, the test world that we were on. Just a couple of little minor modifications. So I've got them stacked side by side, so it's just the same glass wall they use on one side is the same you use on the other side, and this just makes it a bit easier to build. We've got a couple of hoppers pointing into the chest, and this is where we're going to store all the honey and the honeycomb that comes out of it. This should last quite a while, because I mean, this farm's not going to produce, you know, like hundreds. It's going to produce, you know, a bit, but it's not going to produce loads. But obviously we're going to be in there because we're going to be back over there building soon, so it's going to load it, which is absolutely fine. As I say, I've not gone with the off switch. I've just left it as is. I do have the option to put it in if I want. I could always put it up there, and then, you know, we can have it coming down, but I'm going to leave it just now. I don't need it, so I'm not building it. And then we've got just, you know, the redstone at the back, which is just the base of the comparator pointing out, and then going into the dispensers. I still need to fill these. I've got 2 double chests. You know, one. Of course, I need to throw it away still, but we've got a double chest on each side, so we've got a decent supply of, you know, shears going into that dispenser, or bottles going into this dispenser. But I still need to fill these up, and I need to knock this out just so we know we're still able to open the chest. But yeah, the most difficult part is going to be putting the actual nest in itself, because obviously you don't want things to escape. So what I'm probably thinking is I'll probably put like a glass block there, and we'll probably put one the other side as well in the exact same place, and that should stop anything from getting out. But it's more getting it actually in, so we'll have to probably hack in. Let me actually just do this while we're here. This is going to be tricky. What I want to maybe do is put the glass in my offhand. We'll hack in, and then we need to do this quick, otherwise we're going to have maybe a lossage of bees in places. Oh, that worked. Okay. Hey, there's a bee. Wait. Of course, I still need to put the flower in, but that's fine. I'll do that once I've got the actual basis in. Let's just do this one as well. We'll knock that one out, pop the nest on, and if we lay this really quickly, get off, and no, there we go. There we go. And that's the honey. The honey, that's the bee's nest now in place. Obviously I need to put the flowers in so they're able to pollinate them and that, but what I'll do is just pop this block. Once it's night time, I'll pop the block off, and the bottom block off, and I'll put the 2 rose bushes in. But yeah, this is up and running as it is. As I say, I still need to fill the chests and stuff up, so I'm going to go and do that, and I'll come back once it's fully operational. And here we go, guys, we have a fully operational honey farm. The honeycomb, not so much. It turns out this nest actually doesn't have any bees in it, so I'll have to go and catch a bee and try and get it in that nest at some point. I'm not too fussed about that, that's fine. But the farm concept, everything is now working, as you can see. We already have a honey bottle in already, which is great, and then these guys are coming out, are pollinating, you know, that off that flower. If you're going F3 mode, you can see at the right hand side the honey level is set to 3, so it's going to be, you know, due a harvest quite soon. So yeah, we're all up and running. The only thing I need to do is I need to go and get more sand to make more glass bottles, because I don't have an awful lot. If you just sort of look in the dispenser, yeah, that's all I've got currently, because I don't have much sand. But we're done, guys. We have ourselves a fully operational bee farm, well, honey farm. As I said, I need to get a bee for this nest here so we can get the honeycomb. As I said, I'm not too fussed. it's working, and that is the main part. Yeah, is the main part of it. But yeah, guys, we have this done. All I need to do now is just sort of pretty the front up here, so it doesn't look like this, because it doesn't look the best. I'll probably just put some of the dirt back and we'll engrade it, you know, we'll integrate it into the hill a little bit to make it look kind of cool. But yeah, we're cool, guys. We are cool as far as this project goes. But that's not the only thing we sort of want to get done today. As I said earlier on, I want to at least get the beginnings of a melon pumpkin farm if I can. I know there was no observers, so I have to go and craft those myself. As there was none in the shopping district. And I also kind of want to get a wee mini sugarcane farm going as well. But again, there was no pistons. So I may have to maybe wait till that's restocked, but I'll see what I can get done today. But anyway, I'm going to go and try and get some of those resources, and then we're going to get down here and try and find a space to put this. So what I'm thinking is we have this naturally generated ravine that goes through. This is kind of a ravine. We've got a carrot farm and that. I reckon we should probably use the ravine, you know, itself. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of space, and there's enough space for me to do exactly what I want for the sugarcane farm. I reckon in this section just over here. I mean, why not? There's no point in, you know, digging out a whole area when we could probably use the space that we already have available to us. This section right here is perfect for what I have in mind for a sugarcane farm. The sugarcane farm I'm going to build is one that's actually in my tutorial. I haven't made a tutorial on it, and it's based on a Tangle Tech design that he released earlier on this year, and it works really well, and I think we can fit it in this slot right here. I'll have to tidy up a little bit the blocks like here or there, and might have to sanction this off, so if I do fall, I'm not falling to my perilly death, and I'll maybe light up a bit as well, just so you know we've got a bit of light in here. But this is going to be a great little area for what I want to build sugarcane wise. Right, guys, and I've gone ahead and cleaned up the ravine quite a lot, as you can see, and we also have the start of the sugarcane farm in as well. This is working out really well. The space was almost too perfect. I did edit the wall slightly. I had to sort of bring it in just to make it look a bit more symmetrical and that, but it's looking great. It's looking really good. And I say I've cleaned all this up. I put like a floor down so I'm able to walk back and forth and stuff. I don't currently have enough resources to build any more sort of levels to it, but what I'm thinking is I have 2 levels here. Once maybe I get because I only have 7 pistons left, I don't have that many. Once I get maybe a few more pistons, maybe I'll be able to put maybe the same with what we've got here. So we've got 2 levels of the sugarcane, as you can see, and it's 8 rows long, so it's 32 rows of sugarcane we're going to have, and then maybe I'm able to flip it onto this side, and we can have 2 you know, sugarcane farms sort of facing each other, and they'll both then lead into the same water stream, which will be in this block right here I'm standing on, and then we can maybe filter that down into like a chest or some sort of bubble vator. Maybe we can, you know, boost up into the surface. I think that looked quite cool, and that means we still have to come here for farmers and stuff, but we don't have to come here for sugarcane. We don't have to worry about it. It can just do its own thing, and it can harvest, you know, sugarcane for us. But I still have to put the glass face in. I've still got to put the rest of the redstone in, so I'm going to go do that just right now, and I will see you guys in a sec once I have all that done. And here we are, guys. We have ourselves a fully functioning sugarcane farm. Yeah, finally, we have it all in. I've got the glass in, I've got all the redstone in, and I have all the sugarcane in. I'll just quickly show you how this sort of works. This thing is working great. As I say, it's a Tangle Tech design. He made it a few months ago. He uses iron bars. I don't. I tend to use glass, mainly because on the server right now I don't have much resources to be even using iron bars, but I always use glass anyway. I just sort of modified it a little bit. But the way this sort of sugarcane works, guys, it's not like your conventional one where you've got an observer for every piston. This one only works with essentially 2 observers each side. So there's like 4 observers. You can link it in, so you can just use, you know, the like the 2 there. But I like to have it just both sides, like so. So basically the way it works is, you'll see you've got an observer pointing down, pointing into this observer, which is at the bottom here. Now that observer's face is looking at that end sugarcane. And what sugarcane does over time is it actually updates itself constantly. It doesn't necessarily grow, but it's constantly given updates. So an observer, there's sugarcane going down. So the observer constantly picks the update of the sugarcane. So even if one, for instance, here grows to 2 at all, because this sugarcane at the end is constantly updating, the observer constantly picking it up, it fires. You can hear the pistons firing all the time. It constantly fires these pistons, so it doesn't necessarily mean you have to wait till the end one grows. As long as it's updating, all these ones are getting pushed off when they grow. So if this one grows here and this one doesn't grow for another 10 minutes, because this one's still updating over time, even though it's not growing, the pistons are still firing, so these are still getting pushed off. So it's very efficient, this sugarcane farm, and it's basically lossless. You don't lose any sugarcane, or at least in my testing from me building this, I haven't seen any sugarcane be lost. And if there is any reason a sugarcane does get stuck on the side, that you can see the fire there, when the next sugarcane sort of does come off, it'll run down the aisle of water, and it'll end up joining with the sugarcane pickup and then fall down into the storage we've got below. But that's it, guys. The sugarcane farm is built. It's nice and simple, and there really isn't much to it. And you can essentially make it as tall as you want, as wide as you want, as long as you want. It can be, it can be connected onto plenty. If you just pop down here, this is the storage I've got for it. It's not much right now. As I say, I don't have many resources. But we've just basically got a couple of hoppers and a few chests, and it's not been running that long. This is maybe like 15 minutes worth of running, and I've already got 27 sugarcane. So it's pretty efficient. As I say, it's lossless, but it does the job for exactly what we need, and I am really happy that we now have a working sugarcane farm. I was hoping to get a melon pumpkin farm built today. I don't think that's going to be possible. I just don't have the time to build another sort of farm in this episode, but I think 2 farms is good enough. We managed to get a honey farm done today, and we also managed to get a sugarcane farm done today. And I am very chuffed to bits with that. That is so cool. But I think I'm going to end the episode there before I continue on and do something else, because I could play this game all day. So yeah, I'm going to end the episode there, guys. As I say, we've got a lot done today. Hopefully next episode, I'm hoping to get back to the volcano. I'm eager to get stuck in. We started in our last episode. I want to continue on, and I want to get more done on that, because that's going to be our base. And I'm so excited for the plans we have for this season. It's going to be so cool. But anyway, guys, that's it for me today. If you have liked what you've seen, by all means hit the like button down below. That'd be really cool. And if you are new, then maybe consider subscribing as well. That would be really cool. Yeah, it really helps me, really helps my channel as well. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.